Have you ever seen a life-changing meal on Reels or TikTok and knew you had to try it, even if it was halfway across the world? Both of the stuffed waffle recipes in this video remind me exactly of that while being packed with protein and taking minimal effort to make.
Game over.
Let's get into it. Our waffle batter needs a few minutes to thicken up, so we will start with that. To make this recipe as easy and quick as possible, I am going to use a pre-made waffle mix. My favorite is PE Science's mix, but you can use whichever one you prefer. Just make sure you account for the difference in macros and calories from brand to brand. Into a large bowl, let's add 50 grams of mix, followed by 16.2 grams of a vanilla or unflavored whey protein powder. In this case, I am going to use Gorilla Modes because it is high quality and tastes delicious, but again, you could use whatever brand you prefer. I also did side-by-side taste testing with a whey casein blend, and they both turned out excellent. If you would like a more thick and dense consistency, use a whey casein blend, but if you prefer a fluffier waffle, use a whey only protein. For consistency purposes, I am going to use a whey only blend for everything in both recipes. Now whisk the dry ingredients together and add 100 grams of water to the bowl. Mix everything to combine. You will notice the batter is a bit loose, but if you give the batter 2 to 3 minutes, it will start to thicken up, which is perfect because we need to make our protein cookie dough. If you've had my protein cookie dough in the past, you know it is great on its own, but when you warm it up and make it a soft, melty, chocolatey cookie inside of a waffle, you might never eat it by itself again.
It's not even fair.
Grab 2 bowls. We will put one on a scale and add 90 grams all-purpose flour, 48.6 grams vanilla whey protein, and 1.5 grams of salt. Side note, I tried using a vanilla whey casein blend for this recipe, and while the cookie dough tastes excellent on its own, it doesn't heat well. Whisk the dry ingredients together, and into the other bowl, add 21 grams of butter and heat in the microwave for 30 to 60 seconds or until melted. Then add 1 egg, 1 egg yolk, 4.2 grams vanilla extract, 24 grams granulated erythritol, and 24 grams brown sugar erythritol, and whisk to combine. Place about 1/3 of the dry mix into the wet mix and whisk together. If we use the whisk for the second third, it will end up having a bunch of dough stuck inside of it, so let's switch to a spatula or a dough scraper. After we get the second third mixed in, it is time to add the last third. This is going to test our forearm strength and will take a couple of minutes to fully mix in, but it will be well worth it. Once you see no more dry parts like this, add 21 grams of mini chocolate chips on top of the dough and fold them in until evenly distributed. Take 100 grams of cookie dough and add it to a small bowl. Then put the rest in a container and in the fridge. The cookie dough recipe will make a total of 3 waffles, which means no more prep work for 2 more days. Or you can make a double batch if you plan to eat this every day of the week. In just 10 minutes, our batter and cookie dough is ready, and that is perfect because that is how long the stuff filler takes to preheat. These waffle recipes took me about 30 attempts in total and many fillings before it tasted like a 10 out of 10 and was worth putting in the cookbook and on the channel. By the time meals came around, I had very little brain power remaining. Luckily, Hungry Root, the sponsor of this video, had my back and kept me eating high-quality, protein-packed meals throughout the day with minimal effort. I initially filled out a simple questionnaire, and Hungry Root gave me macro-friendly recipes and snacks based on my nutrition needs and weekly budget. If they selected something I didn't like, I could easily change it out for one of their many other options. What I love about Hungry Root is that each meal only takes minutes to make and comes with 2 servings, so I have leftovers. The French onion tuna melt made a perfect late night dinner as well as a quick mid-afternoon lunch the next day. Having 2 servings also makes for a perfect date night. With a couple of ingredients and minimal prep, I had a great tasting, restaurant quality dish that impressed both me and my girl. Most importantly for myself and you the viewers, it just takes a few seconds to track the calories and macros of each dish. If you want to try Hungry Root for yourself, the first 100 people to use my code E4CM will get 40% off their first grocery order with Hungry Root. Use the link in the show notes or scan the QR code and use code E4CM to get 40% off. To make any type of waffles, you have to buy a waffle iron, and stuffed waffles are no different. I actually have a Belgian waffle maker that will now be retired. Why? Because I can make regular Thick Daddy waffles and stuffed waffles, so it has a dual purpose and will get used and abused. Like any waffle maker, I highly suggest not buying this product if you are only going to use it a couple of times and let it collect dust. However, if you plan to make stuffed waffles a few times a week, or want to go on a stuffed waffle bender and pipe stuffed waffles every day, this is well worth the price of admission. By the way, anything I use will be in the description below. Now that that's out of the way, let's shape our cookie dough into a puck or patty. We want it to come about 1/4 to 1/2 inch from the edges of the tongs of the waffle maker. You can hold it up over the tongs to make sure it isn't too small or too wide. Now add enough batter so the bottom grids and waffle divider are completely covered. Then add in the cookie dough frisbee and finish the waffle with the rest of the batter. This should perfectly fill the waffle maker to the top of the square projections on the waffle tongs. Close the stuffler, flip, and let it cook for 5 to 6 minutes. It is crucial you set a timer here because if you cook this for too long, the filling will get ruined and you will be pissed at me for ruining your breakfast. 5 minutes on the dot has been perfect for me 10 times in a row. Once it is done, use the tongs, set it on a wire rack, and listen to the crisp.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let it cool for 1 to 2 minutes and then cut into it. To make it aesthetic,
Oh, fuck.
add a little fat-free whipped cream on top and a few extra mini chocolate chips. Holy hell, my mouth is watering, so I know yours is too. This is an A++ and you will love it.
Unbelievably fuck excellent.
Now let's change it up and make a strawberry cheesecake stuffed waffle. Similar to the last recipe, we will start with the batter since it needs to sit for a few minutes anyway. Into a large bowl, add 50 grams waffle mix and 16.2 grams vanilla whey protein. Whisk those ingredients together, add 90 grams of water, and mix until combined. Put the bowl to the side and grab a high-sided container so we can make our strawberry cheesecake filling. Straight into the cup, we will add 60 grams 2% cottage cheese, 56 grams low-fat cream cheese, and 56 grams fat-free cream cheese. If you can't get fat-free cream cheese, I would highly recommend asking your local Walmart manager if they can stock it. I had several people do this for the Basque cheesecake recipe, and the manager ended up ordering it for them. If you still can't get fat-free cream cheese, you can use 112 grams of low-fat cream cheese. This will add 80 calories to the final dish, but will still be less than 500 calories for the entire waffle. Then add 1 egg yolk, 15 grams sugar, 20 grams erythritol, 1 gram salt, 2 grams imitation vanilla, 40 grams of strawberries, and 19 grams vanilla whey protein. I found the balance of some real sugar in this recipe helped mask any artificial sweetener taste, and for 20 extra calories per waffle is well worth it. Take an immersion blender, set a timer for 2 minutes, and blend everything together. Scrape down sides as needed. You can use a blender cup for this as well, I just find the immersion blender to be so much easier. Then chop up 40 grams of strawberries, add it to the cheesecake filling, and mix. You now have 3 servings of cheesecake filling ready to go. Both of these waffles were added to the cookbook weeks early, and cookbook owners get all new recipes well before they are ever added to YouTube. Join the thousands that have lost weight and changed their lives by clicking the link in the pinned comment and use code E4CM for 10% off the cookbook. Add 108 grams of filling to a small bowl and refrigerate the extra. Take our batter and add enough to cover the grids and waffle divider, and then add the cheesecake filling to the center of the waffle. Using its own weight, the filling should spread out enough, but for reference, it should come about 1/2 inch from the walls of the waffle tongs. Then add the rest of the batter, close the waffle maker, and flip. 5 to 6 minutes later, we have another perfectly crispy waffle that needs 2 minutes to rest. Don't let it rest for too long though, because your filling will keep cooking on the inside and it might be overcooked by the time you are going to eat. Cut the waffle in half, open it up, and look at that perfectly melty and cream pie-esque filling. I couldn't ask for better B-roll than a strawberry cheesecake waterfall. Waffles are my favorite, and these are now at the top of the list due to their unbeatable calorie to taste ratio and creamy filled center.
Oh my God.
However, a sweet breakfast isn't always what I have a taste for. In this video here, I make a breakfast burrito recipe that costs just $1 per burrito, packs 32 grams of protein, and are meal prepped for the week in as little as 30 minutes. Until next time, deuces.